A very good afternoon. Thank you so much for tuning in for the UBC Weekend Edition today on the 23rd of March 2025 with me, Sharon Kyomugisha. During the week, President Yoweri Museveni commended the late Sharon Kyomugisha for pioneering modern education in the Ankole sub-region and Uganda at large, describing him as a very brilliant man. Sharon was the first Ugandan black minister under the British colonial rule. A teacher by profession, he also served the Church of Uganda, the Ankole Kingdom, and later ventured into politics. Family and friends paid tribute to him yesterday at Kololo Ceremonial Grounds in Kampala, marking 45 years since his passing. Take a look.
Hundreds of friends and family members this Saturday gathered at Kololo Ceremonial Grounds in Kampala to honor Uganda's first African minister, Mr. Zakaria Mungonya. He served as the Minister for Lands and Mineral Development before Uganda's independence under the British rule. President Museveni, who was the chief guest, praised Mungonya, who passed away 45 years ago at the age of 80, for his contributions to modern education in Ankole and across Uganda.
The system was actually very strong. The only thing they lacked was some additional information about science and technology and literacy. So therefore, I really praise God for the people like Mungonya who pioneered that education, because I think if they had not gone ahead, because of the arrogance of the Banyankore, they are very arrogant people, we may have ended up like the Karamojong, because the Karamojong up to date, they've been out.
Museveni also commended him for introducing and advocating for the land titling policy in Uganda as a pioneer minister.
It was very controversial. One of the political parties, DP, was campaigning land titles. Ebiapa. 1955, 56, you would hear scary stories in the villages. Mungonya has a quittency. Mungonya has a quittency. Mungonya is about to bring catastrophe in the world, in Uganda.
Mungonya, a teacher by profession, also served in the public service, the Ankole Kingdom, and the Church of Uganda before joining politics under the Uganda People's Congress, UPC. His grandchildren and friends remember him as a strong advocate for women's rights and land rights.
So, I would like to note 3 points about my grandfather as a feminist gender activist. 1, my grandfather believed in property rights for all children, irrespective of their gender.
To the church, I am so happy that the first when I grew up, I read about him because I took very interest, with this giant of a man. We thank God that he never betrayed the schools to which he went for education. Most of them, if not all, were church founded.
What was Mungonya doing? Who was a member of that group? Mungonya was in Ankole, asking people to title the land and register it. He was in Kabale. I think in Lango, he nearly had a fight, chased him almost out of a meeting because he was talking about own your land, register it. If you go to places like Shema, Igara, where I have taught many times.
Other members remember him as humble, generous, hardworking, and intelligent.
Now, regarding Mr. Mungonya himself, brilliance, the brilliance they are talking about, the common talk was no shomere barhum bahasa ka mungonya no shomere barhum bahasa ka mungonya, that mungonya could read a letter even when it was still in the envelope.
We all wanted to be like Mungonya when it came to mathematics, because, look, they would tell you, Mungonya would sit under a tree and will tell you the number of leaves in the tree. He would sit down at night and he will tell you the number of stars in the sky. And if it was raining like it has been raining, he would tell you the droplets of the rain. And if you have been drying millet, finger millet, on the ground, he can tell you the grains of the millet. And he would come late in exam, 5 minutes to the end, but he would emerge the top in the class.
To honor his legacy, the family authored a book titled Enduring the Legacy of Mungonya, which was launched at the event by President Museveni. The president purchased 4,000 copies to be distributed in the public institutions and schools. Although Mungonya passed away 45 years ago, at the age of 80, his family continues to honor and uphold his legacy. Philip Aguta for UBC News in Kampala.
Thank you so much, Philip Aguta. Now, President Yoweri Museveni enjoyed his 4-day wealth creation tour to Bunyoro sub-region by holding a major public rally in Kagadi district. Museveni said that much as infrastructure developments have been realized, what bothers him now is that almost half of the country's population is still not yet into the money economy, hence needs to double the efforts. Take a look as Onyango reports.
This procession marked the beginning of the last events of the 4 days presidential evacuation visit to Bunyoro sub-region. To lead up the day, the procession was led by the Prime Minister of Uganda, Robin Nabanja, accompanied by the Chief Whip of NRM, Hamson Obua, Ministers Evelyn Anite, Fred Byamukama, and State House Controller Jane Bariche. At the venue of Muhororo Primary School playgrounds in Kagadi district, Premier and her team arrived in style, although earlier the Omukama Ruhanga Obushobozi Bisaka had arrived. In the afternoon, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni joined the public gathering.
Bless us, protect us from all harm and danger. We make our prayer through Christ our Lord. Amen.
After the prayers, the speech time was opened up by local leaders.
Ntwenda kusima kutuha ba minister bebembirwe prime minister nibatuyambe chichweka munonga twaba twine issues nuba turukwirukira.
The people of Greater Chibale, the people of Bunyoro, the people of Uganda shall be rejoicing and shall be glad in your leadership and the message you have carried to the countryside on wealth creation.
Addressing the gathering, Prime Minister Robin Nabanja and Minister Dr. Chris Baryomusi highlighted the significance of wealth creation tours as initiated by the President.
Nitwenda okusima imwe abantu ba Bunyoro bwo kwakira abantu abejire bakafurukira kunuya
andikisize nitumanya nka muri tuli kandi nitumanya ngo niwe wenka akusobola kutwara omaiso abanya-Uganda bamazira ya kuikiriza ngo niwe wenka barasagika.
And this is how President Museveni started up his address.
Ati okuyimiki omunaku harumu ensonga emu eitwine okumanya. Abantu baitu abasoga bagamba mu rurimi rwabo ngo akange kakirake ife.
And it is from this point that the President says poverty alleviation programs like PGM, NADS, Emyoga and among others must be embraced by Bunyoro sub-region.
Mbwenaho nundu kugonza okuteka maana kigambo kya akange kakira akaife. Ingonza buli omu aligyo mbunaku niyo kalitango eiturohadi.
For the money lending business in Uganda, the president says their services are no longer needed since government has provided either free money or those with low interests.
Sente ezumbere ni mwehora ombasuma banyu ba money lenders abena kuhora milionemu hanyuma y'omwaka omusasura miliyoni 4. Hati ekyo ningonza okudibya omulimo gwa money lenders. Ningonza sente zabo zidibe bagende Kongo na handi bagende kwiba abandi.
With all these poverty alleviation interventions, the president is now disturbed with the continued charging of school fares in most government schools, a burden which he says has chased many learners away from school. Regarding calls from Bunyoro leaders to tarmac major roads in the area, Museveni promised that with the current strength of Uganda's economy, nothing will stop him from developing Uganda. For those evicting communities forcefully, the president strongly condemns such acts. This rally marks the end of the 4 days tour of His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni in Bunyoro sub-region. Robert Nyango, UBC News.
Thank you so much, Robert Onyango. The First Lady, Janet Kataha Museveni, during the week launched an IT and cybersecurity flagship project aimed at equipping over 200,000 youth with cutting-edge technology education and skills development. The project, spearheaded by Deborah Impact Projects Africa, will be implemented in partnership with the Office of the First Lady. And of course, the launch took place at Makerere University during the Mantle of Deborah National Conference. Crispus reports.
It was a celebration of victory, jubilation and triumph as hundreds gathered at Makerere University Freedom Square for the Mantle of Deborah National Conference 2025. Spearheaded by Apostle Isi Egnagba from Nigeria, the conference is an apostolic gathering focused on raising women as positive influencers in societal dynamics while also including men in its agenda. The First Lady Janet Museveni commended the Mantle of Deborah for its impactful projects in Uganda and Africa, particularly in bridging the gap between spiritual awakening and practical empowerment beyond the confines of the church.
What is even more exciting is that the church has now learned to go beyond the 4 walls of the church and get involved in the other 6 mountains of influence to see the kingdom of God advance on earth. Because for a long time we prayed, we sang songs and cast out demons and stopped at that. But after we do that, we must get involved. Actually, the lead is in the marketplace, not the 4 walls of the church.
Deborah Impact Projects Africa has impacted over 10,000 women across Africa. The First Lady praised the newly launched IT and cybersecurity project dubbed as Transformational Technology Education Initiative for Uganda. The Mantle of Deborah National Conference Uganda chapter has had a landmark IT project launched today. The project aims at empowering over 200,000 young people with IT and cybersecurity advancement skills.
I have no doubt that if well implemented by the grace of God, this initiative will benefit our young people through advanced technology education and skills development, job creation, economic empowerment, and international partnership. I know that since my office announced this initiative on social media, many young people have been calling to inquire when the initiative will commence. Well, by the grace of God, we shall be ready to roll out this transformative initiative in May of this year.
Held under the theme, It is Time, the month of Deborah National Conference featured prophetic declarations from Apostle Isi. She prophesied that Uganda would continue to serve as Africa's gateway in multiple sectors, including education, spirituality, and the economy, among others.
We are going to make prophetic declarations concerning the next season of Uganda. Today, when we blow the horn over Uganda, because it is time. Time for the walls of limitation to fall. Time for the gates of destiny to open. Time for the nation to enter into prophetic fulfillment. When we blow the horn, we will make prophetic declarations, and every one of us will pray together, because we know we are standing at a season where it is possible for anything to happen.
The First Lady urged young people to resist being misled by self-seeking individuals aiming to undermine the country's progress.
In this campaign year, please refuse to be misused to go against your nation. On the African continent, the enemy uses us to break down what we have built, and we are forever rebuilding again and again. May this not be our story as a nation.
Crispus Arinitwe, UBC News.
Karamoja leaders and beneficiaries have commended government for giving out iron sheets, balances to all intended beneficiaries. Now, this is after during the first iron sheets distribution, some reformed warriors and vulnerable people were left out initially. State Minister for Karamoja Affairs, Florence Nambozo Wamala, launched the distribution of the last batch of 11,168 iron sheets in Moroto, Nakapiripirit, Amudat, and Nabilatuk district. Each beneficiary set to get 26 iron sheets for the houses.
Florence Nambozo Wamala has launched the distribution of 11,168 iron sheets to reformed warriors and vulnerable people in Moroto, Amdat, Nakapiripiriti and Nabilatuk districts. Leaders thanked government for bringing iron sheets to benefit those who did not get.
I'm happy that the second batch has come, but again with some issue that where are we going to put the Karashonas? Because I saw from my issue the SATE is for the SATE beneficiaries in the 7-7. They want the 7-7 per patch. How about those who voluntarily gave out the cards? Because in the first batch...
Before the distribution kicked off, a harmonization meeting between Security, Ministry of Karamoja Affairs officials, district chairpersons, chief administrative officers, among others, were held at 3rd Division headquarters in Moroto to avoid the mistakes which were in the distribution of the first bunch distribution.
How to modify this program so that when an old woman gets these iron sheets, she has got support to actually have a house, other than her keeping properties either in the store or in the sons.
To also recognize our local leaders, those who are running with those people, because for us we get information, but there are those foot soldiers go down to look for those guns. At least they should be considered at a certain stage.
So what we are doing now is to give iron sheets to those who are on the verified list that did not receive in the first phase.
In the meeting, issues like verifying beneficiaries lists to edit some people, being double beneficiaries as reformed warriors and vulnerable people. Some people on beneficiaries list died, migrated, and others re-imprisoned for going back to Katoras Link. Concern on poor utilization of the iron sheets, which was distributed last year, was not ignored. Leaders cited that iron sheets were sold to the neighboring region and in Kenya.
I moved around to ask them why. Some of them said this is that they were still affected by hunger and they will build later. Others say they were looking for land.
We have good information that some beneficiaries across on what we have.
Relatedly, leaders were not happy with the Ministry of Karamoja for not providing transport to the sub-counties, which are far as 70 kilometers from the district headquarters. With 76 beneficiaries of the 2,054 iron sheets in Kotido, 71 beneficiaries of the 1,846 iron sheets in Karenga, beneficiaries have been 30 of the 780 iron sheets, with a number of reformed warriors 21. Of these, 21 were reformed warriors and 9 vulnerable people. In Nabilatuk district, the 494 iron sheets. Of these, 19 were reformed warriors. In Nakapiripiriti district, 30 have benefited the 780 iron sheets. Of these, 5 being reformed warriors and 25 vulnerable people. In Napak district, 52 have benefited the 18,352 iron sheets. Of these, 52 being vulnerable people. In Moroto, 41 have benefited the 1,066 iron sheets, with 41 being vulnerable people. The total number of iron sheets submitted has been 11,168. Each beneficiary is to receive 26 iron sheets to construct a house and a pit latrine. In 2021, Parliament passed a supplementary budget of 39.9 billion shillings to facilitate Ministry of Karamoja Affairs to purchase goats and iron sheets for the reformed warriors and people who supported disarmament. Benon Mokwaya, Maureen Iga, Karamoja.
The Uganda People's Defence Forces Engineer Brigade officially handed over the newly renovated Makobore High School to the Rukunjiri Municipal Council. Speaking at the event, Rukunjiri Resident District Commissioner Nsuga Stephen Bwewayo commended President Museveni for prioritizing security, peace and development. Take a look.
The Uganda People's Defence Forces Engineers Brigade undertook the renovation of Makobore High School, Rukunjiri Municipal Council, following President Museveni's directive to refurbish key government infrastructure, including schools, hospitals and bridges. He urged leaders to work together to promote government programs aimed at poverty eradication.
RDC fighting cow, RDC fighting chairman, mayor fighting so and so, chairman not talking to but mayor was not talking to the RDC. In such a circumstance, in such an environment, I don't think development can come.
The Western Region Project Manager for the UPDF Engineers Brigade, Captain Yunus Ntegeka, confirmed that the renovation was completed within the stipulated timeline and met high-quality standards.
Another challenge was dormitories. As you are renovating, students are there. They were not shifted. So you find where, as you were removing the old rotten windows, they are totally rotten, they are there. You have to provide a shelter for them.
The head teacher, Arena Itogad Gakibayo, expressed appreciation for the UPDF's work, highlighting that enrollment of the Makobore High School has risen from 130 to 639 students due to the improved infrastructure.
But I must confess that the school almost had been abandoned. We only had 130 students, total enrollment from S1 to S6. But within this year I've been in this school. Of course, I cannot claim that it's me that has brought all this enrollment. There are many other key stakeholders.
Rukunjiri Municipal Mayor Charles Makuru urged the UPDF Engineers Brigade to maintain their commitment to quality workmanship in the future projects.
They are doing a very good job and they deliver a quality work, not by these local service providers, local contractors, I'm saying.
This school had been deserted, yet it is one of the oldest schools around. If you look around, this pitch was surrounded, had maize, people had started growing maize, students were not there. But we thank the stakeholders I've mentioned above. They came together with the leadership of our Honorable Minister and His Worship the Mayor.
The renovation, which covered the administration block, dining hall, head teacher's office and staff room, cost over 1.4 billion. Political and religious leaders as well as educators expressed their satisfaction.
The Nabagereka of Buganda, Sylvia Najinde, presided over the 20th anniversary celebrations of Masaka School of the Deaf. While at the event, the Nabagereka called for inclusivity of the deaf and other PWDs in all initiatives. Take a look.
In her speech during the celebrations to mark 20 years of Masaka School for the Deaf, Nabagereka noted that whereas deaf people are unable to hear, they shouldn't be sidelined.
We must advocate for resources and support to ensure that schools like this one provide exceptional learning experiences with the objective of creating a safe learning environment that allows children and young people of the deaf community to get primary school education, learn sign language, as well as vocational skills. We must advocate for resources and support to ensure that schools like this one provide exceptional learning experiences. We must support educators with training material to communicate and teach effectively. Now, in celebration of this enormous work over the last 20 years, let us all give support to this incredible initiative.
12 pupils in 2005. Numbers are currently 130 students. Marion Awori for UBC.
In more stories of the week, the Secretary General of the National Resistance Movement, Richard Todwong, has launched the Yellow Power Initiative aimed at promoting the party's ideology and mobilizing support among Ugandans. This was during the celebrations of 25 years of West Nile grassroots mobilization and the launch of Yellow Power.
The National Resistance Movement Secretary General Richard Todwong and the Director of Finance Medina Naham have emphasized the importance of unity and mobilization among party members. This was during a meeting with leaders of NRM and also during a visit of some government facilities in Arua district. In his remarks, Todwong also highlighted the NRM's achievements in improving healthcare, education and infrastructure in Uganda. Also present at the event was the Director of Finance, who gave a keynote address focusing on development.
We want to see the factories. We've been singing that we don't have power. We now want to see them come here. Let the investors also come to West Nile to create jobs for our people.
She highlighted the party's commitment to promoting economic growth and improving the livelihoods of Ugandans.
Right honorable, what you see here as ghetto youth. These were the people, they used to call themselves Janjaweed, fire eaters, rebels. They were untouchable, they would not come close. But when you see them here now, all we want is development now of our people, because we are now NRM.
Following the launch, Todwong visited the Windy Value facilities where he interacted with the directors and staffs.
We have the challenge of raw materials here in Arua, only that we are trying to encourage farmers to plant so that we can purchase from them.
He also assessed the factory operations and facilities.
The government roads to do your work. Take your children to government school. You're sick, go to the hospital that is built by government. You will be doing your part and government will be doing its part.
Members of parliament from different constituencies led by Atima Jackson Booty, who represents Arua City in parliament, says the coming of the secretary is timely.
Health sector, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has done a lot for us in upgrading and establishing a new regional referral hospital, that is Yumbe Regional Referral Hospital, on top of Arua Regional Referral Hospital, where our population within the region and our neighbors in DRC and South Sudan get health services.
I am not going to campaign for Ringa South alone.
but for the entire West Nile to see that we get 95% for His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Thank you.
The State Minister for Lands and Urban Development, Obiga Kanya, urged the people of West Nile and Ugandans at large to embrace government programs.
What is left for the people of West Nile is to pay back for what the NRM has done. There are a lot of rooms in the NRM government and NRM party. I urge those few people who are not yet in the NRM to come forward and make sure that NRM is 100% in this West Nile region.
The event also included the honoring of the historicals who passed away like Charles Engola, Ibrahim Abiriga, among others. Charity Marion Imnat and Kenneth Tanaba for UBC.
The Ministry of Education and Sports continues to encourage schools to embrace performing arts through the newly introduced O-level curriculum, which integrates various forms of artistic expression, including music, dance and drama. The initiative was prominently showcased during a vibrant music gala held at Crested Secondary School, Machindi, under the theme Environmental Sustainability is My Responsibility. Jimmy Alor reports.
The event featured a series of captivating performances, including set of pieces, poetry recitals, and traditional folk dances. A major highlight of the day was a spirited competition among the students. Speaking at the event, the school's director, Professor Charles Ibingira, emphasized the significance of the new curriculum in empowering students by nurturing their talents alongside academic learning. He noted that integrating performing arts into education system enhances creativity, teamwork, and self-expression, which are essential skills for holistic development.
We want to thank government for the new curriculum because the old curriculum was, the lower secondary curriculum was very much lacking. We had to ensure we cope with the new curriculum. The curriculum is practical, it imparts skills, and it is student-centered, not teacher-centered. And we had to ensure that the environment is suitable for that curricular implementation.
Parents in attendance praised the initiative, acknowledging the importance of balancing academics with co-curricular activities. They expressed their support for the curriculum, noting its role in shaping well-rounded students. Meanwhile, students themselves welcomed the change, highlighting how the curriculum has given them a platform to explore career opportunities, boost their confidence, and develop their skills.
I think some of these things go hand in hand. There's no way you can focus on academics without focusing on children's talent, because they inform each other. Good education, or if you want to give a child a firm foundation, you have to look at them holistically. You have to look at their talents, their skills, and it's because of those, when they are stimulated and they are empowered, they are able to perform so well in school.
The new curriculum has been with a lot of experience because we work in groups compared to the old curriculum where we had to do work in a singular way. We cooperate with groups, we get time to associate with our friends. Then also the teachers are very effective because when you work as in a group, it is easier for you to coordinate and get information as a group and be able to coordinate with what is taught in class. I would say that most of the students should participate in such events because they help you boost your confidence and the motive to speak to people and the crowd.
As the ministry continues to advocate the integration of performing arts in education, such events serve as a testament to the potential creative learning in shaping future generations.
Napak district leaders are asking government to support Napak Seed Secondary in Lorengechora sub-county. Napak district where school has close to 500 learners, but they don't have dormitories, food and classrooms. Leaders said that this will commission 152 million Ugandan shillings fence at the school. The activity was attended by Napak District President Commissioner Milton Odong, Chairperson John Paul Codet, Chief Administrative Officer James Bedijo Okumu, and Education Officer Joyce Nakoya, among others.
Years since Napak Seed Secondary School in Lorengechora sub-county, Napak district started operating. Currently, the school has 430 students, of which 175 are girls. Last year, the school had their maiden Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education, sitting with 17 candidates and 11 qualified for the university.
Of them qualified for university and the tertiary institutions. All our students offered science combinations, and our best student got 9 points, physics, chemistry, and mathematics.
However, the school head teacher, Daniel Douglas Kaima, decrees limited food and dormitories.
Because space is a challenge. The dormitories, both for the boys and the girls, is a challenge. Feeding, it still remains a challenge.
The school was constructed as a day or level school, but due to the long distances and insecurity, the school was made a boarding school. Water at the school is another challenge.
Here we have 26 for senior 6, and currently as I talk, 45 students have reported for A-level. So this remains a challenge, and being the only mixed school in Napak district, I want to appeal to the government of Uganda and other stakeholders to come to our rescue by ensuring that we have the A-level classes be put in place.
Meanwhile, Napak district local government, using the maintenance fund of 152 million Ugandan shillings, fenced off Napak Seed Secondary School. Kaima and the leaders says the fencing will improve on the security of the learners.
It's good to rescue the learning environment. And I want to thank the Speaker and the DEC members for accepting that being maintained. So today we are seeing the fruits of good maintenance together with the cow. There could have been so many other priorities when we would have directed this money. But we decided through the council that the money should be for the change link. And this is going to answer yet another question concerning security of the students.
Long way to secure the security of the learners in terms of external influences, and also to ensure that the learners are safe in school, they don't escape.
Napak Seed Secondary School is the first government-aided and mixed school in Napak District. Kawanguzi Paul, Moriniga, UBC.
My humble pleasure today.
The first secondary school that doesn't have dormitories, food and classrooms, with close to 500 learners, but has leaders commissioning 152 million Ugandan shillings funds. Quite interesting. Moving on, the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives has engaged investors from Buikwe and the Busoga region to address challenges affecting manufacturers. Now, a major concern raised by investors is the deteriorating state of Ginger's Masase Industrial Road, a critical route for factory operations.
Because, like I said, there are heavy industries along that road. So the carrying capacity of the road has been superseded. They've got heavy trucks that move up and down that road. We've been told that during the rainy season, it's totally impassable. Now, as a manufacturer, you know that you produce product and you need to get it to the market. So if the route to market is hindered by bad infrastructure of the road, then definitely your production is also going to be affected. So there is dire need to have this road repaired so that whatever is produced in these factories can go out and end up in the market where it is supposed to be.
Recognizes the importance of this Kampala-Jinja road in terms of business but also transportation. So to the route to Mombasa, and we believe that when we work on this road, we'll be able to reduce the cost of transportation, which has an effect on the cost of the prices of goods. So government has this road in plan, and we hope that we'll be able to work on it as fast as possible for purposes of facilitating trade and also transportation in this part of the country.
For instance, not taking.
The Office of the President has passed out over 400 young patriots with a call to exercise discipline, hard work and love for the country. This was at Wanyange Girls Secondary School and St. Florence Secondary School in Jinja. Watch.
Child goes through this patriotism courses and so on. They love their country. They love themselves. They know that this country belongs to them. So they will always come up to fight all negative issues which may affect our country, especially the areas of corruption. And I'm sure in the future we shall be even asking these young people to show their certificate of patriotism. Because when a patriot will love his country, will never want to destroy his country, never involve himself in corruption. So I think this is a very, very good course, and we shall encourage all schools to make sure that they take up patriotism.
Nacho, the headmistress of Wanyange Girls Secondary School in Jinja City. Through the training, we impart on them values and skills of hard work, of discipline, resilience, and also patriotic values. The government is asked what are the key issues in Uganda, accusations and counter-accusations, people call it.
Learners end up living the core values that they have learned on the patriotism ground. How we wish the government could come up with a way of following up these learners and bringing back these values into their lives. Maybe organizing a system that can help them to always come up and be followed up. This can help us to build citizens who...
Muslim leaders in Wakiso, led by the district Kadi Sheikh Elias Chikozi, have expressed their gratitude to President Museveni for ensuring freedom and security in Uganda. Speaking at a Thanksgiving and prayer ceremony for students of Madinatu Munawala Islamic School in Mende, Wakiso, RDC Wakiso, Justin Mbabazi, and local leaders called for unity, discipline and prayers for the country's leadership.
The Thanksgiving event brought together Muslim leaders from Wakiso district, local authorities, and students of Madinatu Munawala Islamic School. The ceremony featured prayers for the students and lively entertainment from the Kampala Matali group.
من أوليائك وخاصتك الذين سعوا نورهم بين أيديهم وبأيمانهم وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه محمد
the importance of peace and security, urging Ugandans to respect their leaders as they are chosen by God.
Teachers and all the school administrators who has given us a very good support, and even the parents for contribution and support you've given your students so that we've made it. Thank the Ministry of Education for considering also the Muslim schools. By this I mean registration and supporting all the kind of support you are giving to Islamic schools. Among the needs and the celebration, we are celebrating the leadership of the General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. President of this nation, we pray may God give you more life and
their country and its leadership.
Tusabe Allah atusonyiwe ebibi byaffe. Mu kusiiba kuno tusabe Allah tusonyiwe naffe bannaffe mu kusiiba kuno tusabe Allah atuwe amaanyi tubeere bamwebwa ggwanga twagale eggwanga lyaffe eggwanga Uganda ate nga tugisabira n'obukulembeze obulimu.
Meanwhile, Hajat Lazia Namakula, the Secretary for Women and Children at the Uganda Muslim Supreme Council, called on parents to maintain peaceful homes and guide their children on their rightful paths.
I'm aspiring to represent my district, Wakiso, in the 12th Parliament, inshallah ta'ala. The dream is to see many schools of this caliber opening up in Wakiso district. We have a message that we are putting across of having stable families. We want Wakiso to be a model district to all the districts in Uganda. We are fighting to see stable families, a family with a stable income.
The ceremony concluded with prayers for the students, the community, and the leadership for the country. Jamil Sekaja, Bantu Majabe Semambo, UBC News.
Luwero District LC5 Chairman Erastus Chibirango reveals that Luwero District has achieved much development during the concluded District Development Plan Phase 3, and they're looking forward to implement more development projects in the District Development Plan 5 for the years of 2025 to 2030. Luwero District LC Chairman Erastus Chibirango has made the revelation during a District Council session held at Luwero District's Development Plan 4 and the Luwero District budget for the financial year 2025-2026 have been laid.
Put in place. I can go ahead to tell you that we have constructed 70 classrooms for the between 2021 to 2025. We have constructed 175 stencil latrines. We are constructing a hospital, the Regional Hospital, which we have rolled over to this next coming development plan. We have drilled boreholes.
The ministry conducts a mortality audit because some of us may be lay people, and because of the pain and what, we rush to conclusions. But they always carry out a mortality audit, investigate thoroughly, and then make a recommendation. So I'm waiting for that report and the recommendation. And indeed I will implement the recommendation. That is it. 2, attendance to council. Indeed I communicated and I expected all the heads of departments to be here. But the most important thing is no head of department can talk unless I allow that head of department to assist me.
Our farmers, so themselves, they should work to see that they plant. For us, we have little we can extend to them. Our extension workers can advise on the crops. They can advise even if it is animal husbandry. But you expect you, as the farmers, to always be ready to start planting.
Uganda Breweries Limited has launched the Elgon Pamoja Partnership, a key initiative focused on protecting the Mount Elgon catchment area and ensuring long-term water security in the area. The launch took place alongside the Water and Environment Week event, bringing together key players from the private sector, government and the local communities.
money mo pocket. Tambula about the street, issues are my target.
We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable.
I'm in a plantation, but on a global mission. Internet ambition, full condition.
We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable.
Oro cash is gone, netaga yo kaloni, niga mukafoni, money in the zone.
We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. We are good. With MTN. We are what? Unstoppable.
With you and MTN together, our ambition is unstoppable.
We are what? Unstoppable.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort and pride with Royal Form Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels, and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Form Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukoto Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the first floor.
National Council for Higher Education will hold the 6th Annual Higher Education Conference 2025 on the 24th and 25th of March, and the exhibition from 27th to 29th of March. The conference will be held under the theme Challenges, Best Practices and Strategies for Artificial Intelligence Integration in Higher Education in Uganda. The conference will be officially opened on the 24th by the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Honorable Janet Kataha Museveni, live on UBC TV. The exhibition will be opened by the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, the Right Honorable Thomas Tayebwa. The venue for the conference will be Hotel Triangle in Mbarara City, starting at 9 a.m. and the exhibition venue will be Kamukuzi Grounds at Mbarara District Headquarters.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. With the aim of transforming education for the girl child in Gomba, Shri Enterprises Limited and Plascon have donated scholastic materials to the Rotary Club of Bukoto and other stakeholders. These materials are set to benefit the girl child at St. Peter's Kabutemba Primary School, Gomba, improving access to quality education. The gesture inspires students to focus on their studies and improving school enrollment and performance among girls in Gomba. Bonjaide Alice, president of Rotary Club of Bukoto, has applauded stakeholders for the continued support towards the project of transforming education and health services in the country.
As we all know, education is the only thing that can bring people to the same footing, that can equalize the world. It's the only thing that can bridge the poor and the rich, that can trigger people's critical thinking. So if you are supporting education and health, actually you are changing communities. Together, if we are tackling education, if we are tackling health, we know the world will be a better place.
Aparan Shah, the managing director Shri Enterprises Limited, pledged support for the initiative with the aim of transforming education by providing scholastic materials to improve academic performance.
Donating scholastic material. So today we are donating 500 dozens of exercise books to Rotary Club of Bukoto, and we have been doing this previously also, and will be supporting in the particular field of schools and scholastic material in future also. We have been doing this activity with the Rotary Club of Bukoto for the past 8 to 10 years. And we have also been doing this to some of the local schools.
We are truly thankful and appreciative for your support, and we promise that these books are going to be put to the right use.
Netball Uganda has appointed Dr. Manoj Joshi as its Director of International Partnerships and Sponsorships. Dr. Manoj, who is a Ugandan-born Indian, accepted the appointment while at the Uganda High Commission UK at the Trafalgar Square. Take a look as John Bunsen reports.
Netball Uganda's wars of struggling to get funds for the Shikrins activities will soon belong to the past. This follows appointment of Dr. Manoj Joshi, who is a Ugandan of Indian origin and now based in the UK, where he is a proud philanthropist, businessman and pharmacist. He is also best known for his charitable activities in Bradford, UK, where he became Deputy Lieutenant and received an honorary doctorate from the University of Bradford.
It's a huge honor that has been bestowed upon me today, but that honor would be useless until I start delivering. And I'm committed to delivering the objectives of Uganda netball team. But Uganda as a country as a whole, everything. I'm just so passionate about Uganda. I'm a Ugandan by birth, third generation. My fourth generation is here. And we are here because we want to give. Because giving is much better than receiving.
Dr. Manoj's acceptance day was graced by Ugandan politician Charles Ayume, who promised that will lobby fellow legislators for the good of sport.
They really make us proud. Football, rugby, and netball. And I think even athletics, they really keep Uganda in the good image of the international community. So thank you very much. This will go into re-energizing, but also telling government that they also need to match the funding.
A letter signed by Netball Uganda President Jocelyn Uchanda confirms this appointment that is effective 1st April and will last 3 years. Among Dr. Manoj's key responsibilities is promoting the Shikrins brand in Europe, while identifying and recommending suitable international partners. He is also tasked with seeking sponsorship and fundraising, marketing and brand enhancement, event and program development, and stakeholder engagement. The Shikrins has over the past years ably represented and marketed Uganda across the globe with immaculate displays.
That's all we had for you for now. Thank you so much for being a part of UBC Weekend Edition with me, Sharon Kyomugisha. From the team and I, have a lovely afternoon. Bye-bye.